Hi guys, we are back and we're going to be playing Embers of Magic today. It's by the same people who did the Perceptions of the Dead. I'm really looking forward to their next part, which I found out comes out in June sometime. So once that comes out, we'll be playing that one through, and because I really enjoyed that one, I hope you did too. So since they created that one, I thought I would see what else they created, and this one I saw, and it's kind of the same idea, but not the dark as a way. So we're gonna jump right into this, and we're going to hop in. I do not know much about this story. I am just flying by the seat of my pants. So let's get this started.
I thought you said that looking down there made you sad. The melancholy of seeing the ruins of the old world or something?
Not today. Today it's clear and I can see the greens and yellows and oranges. And the colors of life. Not just the blues of the ocean or the white of the clouds.
Once she had looked up and marveled at their beauty, but now the condensed water vapors were little more than a source of irritation. Below them was the Wayne Basin, the largest island in the winding. I'm not even going to try to say that word. I will butcher it. Lana glanced to her side, surveying her friend instead of the view far below.
Do you ever wish we could go back down there?
Not really. Not if it's anything like how we left it.
There's no way it's still so dangerous. The magic must have begun to settle by now.
I'm sure that's what the last view to go down there said, and yet they never returned.
Have you considered that they might have simply decided to stay?
I suppose you could argue that they decided to become part of the circle of life. Getting eaten by a monster would definitely be a reason to stay.
You don't know that. Why can't we just make the city, I don't know, go a bit lower? Take a quick peek.
Unlike you, the council has a strong sense of self-preservation.
You mean they're boring?
We may be boring, but at least we're alive. It's more than can be said of the billions lost down there. It's not so bad here. Even compared to the world we knew before, this place is a wonder. A breathtaking view, fresh food in abundance, and magic of a power beyond anything we knew before.
And in the end, it's still nothing but a prison. I miss the earth. I need to feel rough ground beneath me, rocks under my toes, and plants that weren't carefully cultivated in neat rows by a legion of professional gardeners. Not to mention animals. I miss wildlife.
I am perfectly content with not meeting the wildlife down there.
Stolas' wildlife?
And he was likely born on Terrath.
No, he wasn't.
A small chirp noise came from Liana's hair.
I doubt it. I wasn't able to find evidence of a single other owl living up here.
As though on cue, a tiny owl that seemed made entirely of eyes waddled to just under her neck and nibbled at her hair.
If he wasn't born here, then it means he came from somewhere else.
His parents probably live under a house you've never been to. Some owls can burrow, you know.
I suppose he could be classified in the Athene family.
She sounded unsure. He had colors on him that no owl should rightly have. Not that they were not lovely colors. Maybe the magic that had created the horrors below had also created new life. It was a fragile hope.
I've mapped every area that isn't paved. I've scaled every height in Terrath, even the underside. I think that after 100 years, I would have a good sense of what kind of wildlife we had.
You know that Professor Tullith still blames you for the loss of the Eastern Tower.
And I still say it wasn't my fault.
Below them, the world drifted past.
It's just not fair when there's so much beneath us that we're exiled to this tiny speck of floating rock.
Some say it's better than we deserve.
The two sat in silence for a time, Leanna staring unfocused at the earth far below them as a warm breeze tickled her face, and Stolas puffed into ball mode to sleep. Time passed. Leanna couldn't begin to say how long. She just took in the rolling world beneath.
Didn't you say you hated looking at the ruins?
She blinked, Stolas perking up.
What?
What? She returned to tinnitus and then followed his gaze back to where hers had only just lay. Her eyebrows furrowed as her brain struggled to absorb the information it was receiving. There, far beneath her, was an enormous stone pyramid. Ruins were not uncommon sight on the clear days where one could see the world below. After all, with a population in the billions, there were few places that humans hadn't lived. But these ruins didn't seem right. Was it their location? Was it this exactly? Where was this exactly, anyway? That was when it clicked.
Those aren't ruins.
The blood rushing through her veins felt like white water rapids in her ears.
That's a new construction, Titus.
The man grunted as Leanna shuffled desperately to her feet, Stolas hooting.
Titus, that's new. Those aren't ruins. It had to have been built after the rupture.
Liana, that's impossible.
But she was already tugging her huge journal, her knuckles white as she gripped the railing.
I have to see it.
Liana, how are you even going to get down there?
Without a response beyond a ripping sound and a panicked hoot from Stolas, Leanna was gone, bare feet slapping the cobblestone as she pounded down the street, down the stairs, and out of his sight. Titus stared after, his mouth half open. With a small laugh, he shrugged to himself, laying one hand on Leanna's boots.
Can't let her leave without these.
Anne wiped his hands on his overalls. What was this? The 5th or 6th layer of wood treatment? He doubted any ship needed that much. Oh, these words. Lacquer. It was more than that, too. He had found the materials for the spell in one of the older books in the abandoned library. He let out a long, pained sigh. Anne watched as the slack lines whipped in the wind. Once again he released a long sigh. How long would it be before he could unfurl the sails?
Anne!
Anne jumped so high he nearly cleared the railings of the ship. Fortunately, he had the fitness to make the action seem purposeful, striking the heels of his boots hard into the railing and completing the maneuver with an elaborate flourish as he turned about.
Why, hello there, missy.
Who the devil was she anyway?
Anne, I need you to let me sail with you.
For a moment, Anne only met her gaze in silence, trying to judge to see if the girl was serious. Instead of any hint of mocking tone, he found in her gaze, wow. Words today are not my strong suit, fair warning. He found in her eyes and voice only urgency.
Do you know what you be asking of me, lass?
Wow, you're really serious about the whole pirate thing, aren't you?
I love her outfit.
Aye, but I could be asking you the same.
Below us, there's some kind of structure, but it's new. If we don't leave immediately, we'll drift too far past it to ever find it again easily. You have the only prepped airship. Nines. I bet you've got the only functional airship at this point.
Then we best be off quick as a gibbet. I just be needing 5 minutes and 23 seconds afore we set off.
That wasn't even 4 minutes. Oh, thanks. I'll be flying soon. Lost to the long sky.
Flying? On Ant's ship? The kid is a loon. He thinks he's a pirate. Not to mention it would take more sky lilies than anyone is allowed to requisition in a year to fly this thing. It's made almost entirely out of oak. Bamboo probably would have been a better choice. Lighter. Maybe balsa if...
Titus,
Sorry, what?
come with me.
You know I can't. Even if Anne could get it to fly.
Ever a slave to duty.
Someone has to be. The council is content with just surviving. When the power systems failed, we lost most of the archives of magic. All we have left is books, and most people don't even know where the library is. I have a real chance to change things, Liana.
Make sure they get some practical experience. You can't learn everything from books.
Yeah.
Halt! Stop that man!
Thief!
Thief!
Wahoo, lassie! Skim the word for we be cutting air.
You can't be serious.
What's my garden for me? Mrs. Cooper has 3 of my books. Make sure she returns them or puts them in the library or something.
Liana, you're not going to be gone that long, surely.
She'll swear she only has 2 because the other has risque content, but it's the only known copy, so you better get it back.
Halt! Stop him!
The blue blasters? The flowers that look like morning glories need to be sprayed with lemon water twice a day. Titus? Sorry things didn't work out.
Interesting so far. I hope you guys are enjoying this one. I know it's not as entertaining as most, but it's a fun one.
Come on, boy. We won't catch a thing if you dawdle the way you are. The early bird gets the worm. Hoo-hoo!
Aren't we after fish?
It's an expression.
It was also past midday when we set out.
Oh, don't trip over tiny details like that, Bobby. Today, we shall lure the greatest catch of all. Woo! The whaleboat! Today's the day! Ooh, I can smell it on the wind!
Ho ho, that was a bit of fun, weren't it? Now we've got to dip into the pontoon of that there fog bank and parry the wind for our course.
Do you have any idea where we're going, Anne?
Ha 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 ha! Nary a clue, lass. We're going to sortie in low and scout out for your ruins. Do it slow like, lest we scuttle ourselves against them.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be quite the rocky ducking, lass.
Huh?
Wow!
How long do you think? Are you hungry?
I said Don't fidget so, little one, else we'll never get a bite. Oh no! Now I have to go find my rod. Might have to catch the whaleboat by hand.
What was that?
The whaleboat is a type of towboat. It soars through the skies. Though I can't remember what a towboat is. I just know that I need the scales of a whaleboat for my tea. I need to clear my head, boy.
Alrighty. We're gonna cut this one up, I think. If I can.
You still breathing, lass?
Well, we will just leave it at this part. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I will continue on with this and play it till the end, but I am going to cut this one up just so that I can have some smaller videos going. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like if you did, and I'll see you next time. Bye!